What it do, YouTube? Your boy Playoff Don is back with another video and with another wild card weekend wrap up on a game and just some takeaways that I have after the coldest game that we've ever seen, or one of them is not official, but one of the 4 to 5 coldest games we've ever seen took place on Saturday night. The Chiefs take down the splashing Dolphins 26-7. I believe that was the score. Let me double check. Yes, 26-7. The Chiefs beat the Dolphins in Arrowhead. They move on to play the Buffalo Bills, who also played their own cold game. And that Chiefs Bills game, here we are again, right? Here we go again. Chiefs Bills. These two teams cannot avoid each other come playoff time, right? Unless Joe Burrow's involved. But that's another thing. I won't be talking about the Chiefs too much in this video. I do want to shout them out though. They have been a mess, a real mess offensively for a big part of the season. Again, just the offensive line regressing, the tackles in particular, the run game being a non-factor for much of the season, and of course the receivers just constantly making mistakes with penalties and drops and miscommunications on gotta have it third downs. It was a big problem, and I think rock bottom was when they got locked up by the Raiders at home, where Aiden O'Connell did not complete a pass after the first quarter, and they still lost that game. And when that happened, I was like, stick a fork in those guys. They are done. They may win the division, but forget it. And they looked good-ish in this past weekend. They did. They looked better. They were able to run the ball a little bit better, against a little bit of a banged up a pretty banged up defense. But they did manage to run the ball at home, and they did get some good contributions out of the receivers. Rashee Rice, shout out to Rashee Rice, most prolifically. But KC's moving on. Now, let's talk about the team that did go down and their season's over. The Miami Dolphins have been a bad offense for the past month. And this is the second straight season where they have played their worst football at the end of the season. Last year, you could blame it on the quarterback not being healthy, even though the offense was bad before that. But either way, you can blame that on the quarterback not being healthy a year ago. Okay, cool. There were injuries this year, but Tyreek Hill was out there. That offensive line got healthier over the past few games. Not totally all the way there, but they were out there. I know Waddle missed a couple games. The offense was healthy 90%. They were 90% healthy in this game. And without a one underthrown 50-yard heave to Tyreek that he broke like 2 tackles just to get in the end zone, other than that, they didn't do a lick offensively. They scored 14 points last week with the division on the line. And the week before that, they got murdered by the Ravens. Of course, everybody gets murdered by the Ravens. I'm not going to kill them for that. But these last 2 weeks have been abysmal. Here's my take on the matter. It's more so a question. Is it time now for Miami to be honest about their quarterback situation? Because Everybody knows. Everybody already knows, and we have plenty of examples of this. When the scheme is cooking and everything is working, and like the first read is there for the quarterback, and everything's just working in sync. The run game's working, the protection schemes are lining up, everything's just going great, and we're playing a poor team. The offense looks spectacular, and the quarterback looks like an awesome quarterback, right? Everybody knows. We've seen this a ton of times. But as soon as it's like a big machine with a bunch of gears. You know what I mean? It's like on the side of an engine, there's a timing belt, and then there's like grooves that all spin, and it's a well-oiled machine, right? As soon as not even a full screw, if you get like a quarter of a nail and you stick it in there, the whole thing malfunctions, and it's done, and it's worthless. It's like a Lamborghini. It's like a Lamborghini if the front headlight goes out, the entire car doesn't work. It's very similar to that. And I asked this question because for a franchise quarterback, that's a very strong term. A franchise quarterback is paid a lot of money to dig you out of situations where a good defense puts your team in the mud. I like Tua Tagovailoa. I think he is a quality starting quarterback, right? However, he has proven, not just on Sunday, I'm not just overreacting to one game. He has not proven just on Sunday. He proved last week against the Bills with the division on the line. He's proven a ton of other times in his career that he cannot dig you out of a tough situation. And inevitably, there is going to be tough situations, especially in this AFC conference. He honestly, be honest, he looked like a backup quarterback in the cold weather. If cold weather throws you off, if cold weather makes you look like a bad quarterback, I'm sorry, but the AFC is going to be running through Kansas City, through Buffalo, through Cincinnati, through Baltimore every single year, because those teams have elite quarterbacks. Those teams have great defenses when everybody's healthy. Them's the breaks. The AFC is going to run through those teams. There's going to be cold weather games every single January. There's going to be good defenses that you see every single January. That's not going away anytime soon. And I think it was right in front of everybody to see this past weekend. It's there in front of you. I don't think you need any more evidence. I don't think we need to see anything else. Tua Tagovailoa has shown everybody exactly who he is. That is a good quarterback in an elite situation, and when everything's going right, he looks great. If he's pressured at all, if anything messes with the system, anything takes down the ship, he is going down with the ship, and he brings nothing else to the table. Is that a guy that you are willing to give an extension to? Because now they have a lot of tough decisions to make. They picked up his fifth-year option. Right? So now he's got one more year before they have to make a decision on paying him. Funny enough, 3 other quarterbacks in his same draft class have all gotten fat contracts, and Jordan Love is probably going to be another one that gets a fat contract. After what I ask Dolphin fans, after what you've seen for the past month, are you willing to give that guy an extension? Because if it were me, I am not comfortable doing that. I would not do that. Is Miami going to do that? Thing is, there may not be a better alternative. Because this is a team that's ready to win now. Mike McDaniel is already an amazing head coach. He's got his 30-year-old star receiver, the star of the show. You've got vets on defense who are ready to win now. It's a win now team. It's a built to win now team. They don't have a ton of draft picks stashed up. They got a lot of money tied up in a lot of guys. And this was supposed to be the year where everything came together and they made their playoff run. That aggressively didn't happen. You can blame it on injuries. You can blame it on the schedule not lining up how they wanted to. Or you could take the third route, which is what I'm going to do. They don't have a quarterback. Well, let me go easier on that. A little lighter term. They have a quarterback, but they don't have a legit quarterback. Because the harsh reality of it is you're going to need it in this AFC. Because like I said, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, all right, don't let me forget now CJ Stroud, whenever Justin Herbert gets his right coach and right team, Trevor Lawrence, like, is Tua even... There's 16 teams in the AFC, correct? Is Tua one of the... Is he one of the 10? He probably is. But how much longer is that going to last? Again, I don't love to be super negative in these videos, but I do like to be honest. I don't like to lie to people. And I don't think the Dolphins should lie to themselves. There is a hard ceiling on this team as long as Tua is the quarterback. It took a lot of people a while to figure it out, but I think a lot of people are also on board with that. He told the whole world who he is this weekend. It's a sobering feeling if you're a Dolphins fan. It's very humbling, but the worst part is there may not be a way out. You might just have to ride with this, because even if you want to think about somebody like Kirk Cousins, yes, he's better, but is he that much better? And he's not even going to be healthy to start the year. Kyler Murray was a potential idea, but Arizona just announced they're sticking with him. You could go after somebody like Justin Fields, but I don't know if he's ready to be in a winning situation and contend for games or anything like that. Those are just some ideas. And drafting a quarterback, I don't think is a move either, because it won't be a high pick. And how do you tell a team that's ready to contend with all these vets, hey, we're drafting a quarterback, we're not going to be good again for another... He's not going to be ready for 3 years. How do you tell Tyreek Hill that? How do you tell Jalen Ramsey that? You can't. So, they're probably stuck here for a while. And hey, if you're okay with getting 10 to 11 wins, because I will give him credit, he's good enough to... He doesn't hold you back from winning double-digit games. They've won double-digit games kind of every year since he's been on the team. So, even with him being in and out of the lineup, well, hey, he can get you to the playoffs. That's absolutely cool. Is it going any further than that? I think we all know the answer. So, the Finns have a lot of questions, hard questions, to ask themselves this offseason. And it'll be interesting to see what they do. It will be. They've got a lot of money and it tied up in other guys. They got decisions to make. Some important dudes got hurt in the middle of the season. So who knows if they're going to be back. It's going to be a tough offseason for the Dolphins, and we will see what they do. Any Dolphins fans in the comments, let me know. Am I being too irrational? I don't think I am. And hey, if you're over it, let me know too. Let me hear it out. Get your vent. Go nuts in the comments. I encourage the feedback. But this is going to be all for me and Playoff Don. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. If you agree, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss another one. I'm hearing some feedback that I'm not being like heard too well in these videos. Like the volume is kind of like in and out, like iffy. If that is the case, please feel free to let me know, and I'll make the proper adjustments, whether it's the mic that I'm using or the headphones or whatever. Just let me know if you're still watching the video at this point. But this has been Playoff Don. I will be out. Y'all enjoy the evening.